Hello, everybody, and welcome to ATF. My name's Sai, and just over to my left over here, this is Ash. And we're going to be here today breaking down UFC 268 from the People's Pick. So basically, you guys sending in your videos about what you predict to happen this weekend. Now, if you want someone to watch it, make sure you're tuning in and joining us on that Saturday night or Sunday morning, 2 a.m. UK time.
Yes.
And we're going to be doing the whole entire watch along. But don't go anywhere and enjoy. Yep, that's right, and we're here. So it's one hell of an event this weekend. You know, we've got UFC, like I said, 268. It's KAMARU USMAN versus COLBY Covington.
No, hang on. Let me stop you there, mate. It's Frankie EDGAR versus MARLON, VERA, mate.
Okay, that's the main event, which is why they put it to the very beginning. Well, actually, they didn't. Actually, they moved.
So I mean, they're bumping up. See what I mean? They're bumping up, and they were like, "No, we can't start with this fight. This fight is too big. We're gonna have to pull it at least third."
Yeah, give a couple more hours, it'll probably be like right up there.
Just before, yeah, that's what I mean. Just before we carry on, welcoming in the chat, Tommy. Welcome, mate.
Tommy, welcome. Thanks for chiming in. Good to see you, or you seeing us as it goes. But it's
going to change up. We're starting with GAETHJE and Chandler now. It's crazy.
Yeah. That's it. That's one of the first changes happened on the card already. And you know, what's the main reason for that? I mean, some people tend to think it's just because they want to get a really big draw, and I think it's going to be a banging fight. To be fair,
yeah.
So I'm not against it. You know, I can't wait to.
Yeah.
To
or as one of our boys, Jordan, he said that it could be to do with Trevor Whitman. Obviously, he's in the corner of Rose.
Yeah.
Obviously, GAETHJE and USMAN. So is it to give him a little bit of a rest because the corner of 3 fights in a row? Like, we just don't know.
That would be a bit
I don't know if you've heard the real reason for it, or if anyone knows the real reason for it, then let us know.
Yeah. I reckon it could be a champions night for Trevor Whitman tonight. So well. I know. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? But you know, either way, I mean, it's gonna be a hell of a lineup, and you know, looking at that first event on the card, Justin GAETHJE versus Michael Chandler, we can get right into the breakdown of that as well. To be fair, without any further ado, let's get the visuals.
Let's do it, mate.
So we've got number 2 and number 5 in the division. Now Michael Chandler's a new addition, isn't he? Coming over from Bellator. Yeah. Now I did want to touch on something else actually about another guy coming up. Prelims. Worth a mention.
Oh yes.
But we could probably
definitely think he is worth one, mate.
Yeah. We might tap into that a little bit later. I know one of the people's
picks
coming through.
Tap it into a bit later. Yeah.
We'll touch that. So Tyler wants to say something nice about that as well. But yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. Tune in for the prelims is basically what we're saying. Don't want to miss that. But looking at this matchup, we've got a record of 23-2 and also got 22-6 from Michael Chandler. Now, of course, Michael Chandler being one of the newest additions into the UFC from Bellator, as I said, but you know, it's no small feat. This guy's an absolute warrior and king in his field. You know, height-wise, the advantage does go to GAETHJE just by a smidge. So he's 5'11" and against someone with 5'8". And then reach advantage does go to Chandler, who's 7, and that's the smidge, 1.5 against the 70-inch as well. But let's see what the people said about this particular matchup, and then we can get into the full proper breakdown on it.
Go for it, mate.
Hello, everybody over at ATF. These are my fight picks for UFC 268, USMAN versus Covington. Before I get into the main card, I just want to give out a shout out to what I believe will probably be the best fight of the night. Alexander Pereira, for those who don't know, is a huge champion over in, former champion in Glory Kickboxing, and he just signed a 4-fight contract with the UFC. So I really think that there's going to be a crazy knockout in that one. So definitely watch the prelims for that fight, guys. That'll be a banger. Justin GAETHJE versus Michael Chandler. This one's obviously it's going to be a shit show. I think Michael Chandler might actually try to use his wrestling in this one, maybe. But then again, GAETHJE, double NCA, you know, I don't know how it's going to work, but his takedown defense is really solid. Like, Michael Chandler's good, but I don't know. He's no Khabib. We'll see how it goes. But I have GAETHJE via second round knockout or TKO.
Justin GAETHJE versus Michael Chandler. Round 1 is going to be pure violence. All strategy is going to go out the window, and I just think these guys are just going to be blasting the heck out of each other. And On that fight, I see Gaethje TKOing Chandler late in maybe round 3.
And we're back. Some pretty good picks. And of course, that
Yeah.
is Lenin and of course, Taylor Simmons chiming in there. So you see the Twitter handle there for Taylor Simmons. So if you do want to hit him up, follow him. He's got some really good insights there, of course, about the
great
fight
points.
picks. Some really amazing
Good knowledge
points.
as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Well-knowledge fight fan.
So 2 Gaethjes, mate.
2 Gaethjes, yeah, absolutely.
2 Gaethjes.
And you know, both seem to think that Michael Chandler's going to be leaning on his wrestling.
Yes, and I definitely think he will in this one. Yeah,
You do as well, yeah. And,
yeah.
I mean, Gaethje's pretty. He's got strong takedown defense as well, doesn't he?
He
And
has.
his wrestling's
People will forget that because
Yeah.
he has got a wrestling background, which I don't know if people will know that, but
Mm.
he doesn't need to use it because his striking's that good.
Yeah.
But he does have great wrestling.
I'll be excited just to show people that he's
Yeah.
He's a bit more of a rounded fighter and that he's sort of show
Yeah.
off other areas of skill as well. So, but I mean, looking here on the page, of course, we got 86% knockout power going to Gaethje, and then 45% of his wins going to TKO for Chandler. But if you look
Yeah.
at the ground sub, 32% on Chandler's side towards a 5%. So in terms of who gets the job done on the ground more often, definitely Chandler. So I can see the
Yeah.
logic into why he thought, taking this to the ground would be a good advantage and a good place where he can get the win.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The fight. Significant strike wise, now that leads in Gaethje's corner all day long, and that's no surprise
Yes.
either.
All day long.
He's
Yeah.
an amazing striker, which is impressive. But I am quite surprised that his reach isn't as long as Chandler's.
That is surprising. Yeah.
Yeah. Chandler is got a longer reach for someone his size. It's impressive. And then grappling, 100%. Looking at that, and it just makes sense, doesn't it? You're looking at that; it's all in favor of Chandler, and it's 0 there for Gaethje.
So
But
it's
takedown
surprising he
defense is
doesn't
on
use
par.
his wrestling, does he?
No, he
Have you
doesn't.
like watching previous fights of obviously Gaethje in the week? I don't
Stands
know
up,
about
doesn't he?
you, but
Yeah.
I've never seen him use it. Even
Yeah.
though I just mentioned that he does have a wrestling background.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know, and it's insane. And look, I guess if your hands are that good,
Yeah,
you
that's
don't,
what I mean.
You don't need to. I mean, it would be really exciting for him to show us a little bit more about what he's made of. That would be cool, and that's
Definitely.
something that someone else from that particular camp does Usman really well. Is he sort of gets fights done in the ways that most people might think he wouldn't, but just to shut people up and show him
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
do the job. But shall we look at some of the averages? How the
go on.
gauge looks, right? So if we was to sort of give the favor to what side, how would you go with it? So a lot of people even think that the wrestling and the grappling power would be in Chandler's side. Would you agree on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I've seen more of it. Yes.
Yeah.
Because
sure.
I know of Gaethje having a background, as I said, plenty of times of obviously a background of wrestling, but we don't see it.
No.
But in most of Chandler's fights, he will use it. He will mix it up and use it.
Yeah.
So grappling wise, I've got to tend to lean towards Chandler in this one.
Yeah. Fair enough. And striking then, does that mean you got to go with Gaethje for striking?
Striking wise, I've got to go Gaethje. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know Chandler. We've seen it. He does have knockout power. He's so close to winning that belt and so close to knocking out Charles Oliveira. And I was surprised with how Charles Oliveira hung in there.
Yeah.
But Gaethje's just phenomenal. Oh, the guy's unreal.
I know. Yeah, I agree. 100%. I think that makes complete sense. Although the reach advantage might not be stacking up in his favor, he certainly has those hands that find the target and do damage too, which leads us quite cleanly into power. He's got some amazing TKOs or KOs.
Whoa, power.
Where you go with that? Where you go with that?
I don't know. This is the thing.
Impressive stints from Chandler in Bellator, of course, but
this is what I'm saying. Like I've gone for the striking ability to Gaethje, but then now we're saying power. But like no one has ever done what Gaethje did to Barbosa and just like one punch knocking out in Barbosa. But then you got Chandler that obviously I know he didn't knock out Hooker with that one punch, but like flatlined him with that punch and then followed up with the strikes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of them. Oh,
I know power. But then also, how did Chandler lose in Bellator?
He lost the belt. He got knocked out.
He did, yeah. And I felt like it was just such a clean connection as well. But and at the same time, I don't know. He can be a bit chinny. You find it. He can.
Definitely.
It's
definitely
not necessarily about the output of power that you can apply with your hands. It's not how much you can give out, but how much you can take. And I just don't think Chandler can take as much as what Gaethje can take. So if hands
100%,
find the target, I think you also got to look at that. So I would favor GAETHJE for power on this one.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tend to agree, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, this is what we love to do. Give us your thoughts, give us your opinions, people in the chat.
Yeah.
If you disagree with us, let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know if it should be going the other way. But yeah, pop in the chats and we'll be able to give you a shout out on the channel as we go by. Speed and cardio comes next. How are you going to divvy that up?
Speed.
You get speed.
Christ almighty. Because the speed of the way Chandler throws his strikes, but then the speed of the way GAETHJE throws his strikes.
Yeah.
Because obviously GAETHJE throws a lot more leg kicks than Chandler does. The speed of those and the power of those as well. Oh,
this is really hard to say. I would say
this one's tough,
speed,
and it's the first one up.
I think if you look at the path, yeah, it is, isn't it? The path, of course, in which the hands make when they find a target. For GAETHJE, they're often straight down the pipe, which looks a bit faster than the route that Chandler might make, which is obviously more looping shots around the guard and so on.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, more angles. Yeah.
So I don't know. For me, I think GAETHJE on speed, but then at the same time, it's so hard to say. You're right, it's a really tough one.
Yeah, I'm gonna tend to agree with speed for GAETHJE, and I'm also gonna say GAETHJE for cardio as well.
Yeah, okay. Cardio on GAETHJE as well. Well, let us know, guys, in the chat whether you would agree that. I mean, I'm really struggling the last two.
Yeah, it is hard. We're not like, it's not like I can adamantly say 100%. Like, it's probably like 99%.
Yeah.
Like that I'm sort of going with it, but this fight's hard. And
at the same time, so looking at that graph, we've really one-sided mainly on GAETHJE.
We have,
given the grappling just over to Chandler, of course. But personally, I think the fight's far closer than what it looks like here on the page.
Yes,
it's far closer.
100%.
So it's gonna be a real tough one to call in the match.
Then again, the one that we've got there on Chandler could be the key to victory for him.
Yeah.
He could just take GAETHJE down and smother him for the 3 rounds.
Imagine.
Who knows?
80% takedown defense was what GAETHJE had, which is equal to what Chandler's got as well. And if he was able to sort of make that happen.
Yeah.
I need to watch some more tape and see what happens on the ground with GAETHJE down there. I need to watch some tape on that.
Yeah. If there is any of him on off his back or anything.
But yeah, in any case, I think for this fight, I'm confident. I do like GAETHJE for it, I think, personally.
Yeah, I know obviously we've one-sided there, and I did sort of say that the key to victory for Chandler would be his wrestling. But I'm going to agree with Taylor. I think that GAETHJE is going to get him out of there.
Yeah. Early,
like in the Oliveira fight, like I know I'm going to drag this out a little bit, but I'm going to have to get into it because, like, even in the press conference and some of the interviews that Chandler's had, he's been saying that he loves being in a war and he can take shots. Well, not really, mate. You just got left hooked by like Oliveira, and you could see he was on his way. Like you could see he wanted to quit.
Yeah.
Oliveira was trying to weave in and out of punches. He took one up against the fence, took another one, and he was like, let's go. Like you said earlier, mate, he's chinning.
That frustrated me as well. That frustrated me. With fighters that you know me, right? Fighters that look at the clock while they're in the octagon. It's like just go home already, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, when you're sort of looking forward to the end of the round rather than sort of enjoying your moment in the round, that bugs me.
Yeah, I think GAETHJE gets him out of there.
Yeah, I reckon so. And he's a warrior, and he matches.
Yeah, that's it, mate. He'd take a punch and just keep coming.
Wars in the octagon. Yeah. But up next, we're looking at Shane Burgos versus Billy Q.
Yes.
I'm just going to go with Q. I'm going to go.
Yeah, let's go for it, mate. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Now, this is an exciting matchup, all right, of course.
This is a great fight as well.
Both these guys have cardio for days. I mean, this could be a fight that goes on well beyond 3. They might even just take it out back and carry on, to be fair, because they'd have the energy for it. But yeah, it's nuts. So, Shane, for a reason, is known as the Hurricane Burgos. He comes on in. He's actually 13-3. And also, he's up against Billy Q, who's 16-3. Both these guys are quite relentless on their striking abilities.
They are, yeah.
Height-wise, they're really closely matched. 5'11" for Shane Burgos, and you got Billy Q, who's 5'10", sorry. However, the real big significance is in that reach advantage. If you look there, it's 75.5 for Shane against a 74 for Billy Q.
Oh, wow.
So while they're standing at the same height, that reach is actually standing in Shane's favor. So let's see if that edges the card, edges the decisions, or makes people think that, he's going to take the win. But let's see what the people have to say about this matchup, and then we'll get into the figures. Okay, that's right. No one said anything about this particular matchup. We actually don't have So basically, we didn't get any videos through about this particular matchup. Although Taylor did say he didn't have much to comment on it particularly, but he did like Burgos to win this one. I mean, how do you feel about it,
he did mention it. Mate, I know we're going to get into it in a minute, but I think the Shane Burgos is just going to be too much for Billy, I think.
Yeah.
I think that the guy is. I know Billy's relentless as well.
Yeah.
But Burgos, man, fucking hell, the guy's got great boxing. He's a monster, man.
He's an absolute monster. He scares me as well.
Yeah.
But, so if we look at how these wins have done, so basically, Billy Q TKO 44% versus Shane Burgos' 38%. Now Shane is falling on a couple of hard, some tough fights as of late, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He's coming off a 2-loss streak.
Yeah,
won his last
Shane
2 fights.
Burgos is coming off 2 losses. Yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, one of them being Barbosa, which I guess.
Yes, and the other one being Josh the Power Emmett. Like, that's not his nickname, by the way. I just said the power in the middle because that guy's got power for days.
He does. So these aren't easy defeats at all, are they? But,
yeah, no.
And Billy Q's been away for some time, and then he's come back and had that win. He's going up. So, but submission wise, again, it's actually Burgos who comes out on top of submissions, 38% against Billy Q's 41%. And then decisions, these guys are pretty much equal, around 25% for each, 23% there really is what it is for Burgos. So yeah, in terms of looking at the numbers, it's not a clear-cut winner in terms of, it doesn't sort of really spell out where the advantages are there. Even in the significant strikes, they sit pretty much around the same. Landed per minute against significant strikes. I guess it's a bit more on Billy Q's corner. But in terms of strikes absorbed, are you surprised that... in terms of who gets hits more, it's actually Burgos. Does that surprise you?
Yeah, probably. No, because he would. I think that's the kind of the way he fights. He wants to take a couple to sort of wake himself up.
Yeah, I love that.
Right.
I love that. Yeah, he gets the octagon. He's like, all right, come hit me a couple of times. Let me get into the fight. Like,
yeah, that's it.
It almost sort of like adds fuel to the fight, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. He loves to brawl, and that's what I mean. If he can turn this fight into a brawl against Billy, oof, shit,
it's gonna be fireworks. It really would.
Yeah.
Be. And it's actually quite evenly matched here on paper, to be fair. And
this I know I'm just bigging up like Burgos there, but like Billy's no slouch himself. Let me tell you,
he's really not. I mean, if you look at the grappling and see how that sort of stacks up, takedown accuracy, someone like Burgos never fails when he goes for a takedown, 100%. If you look at the sort of grappling and on the ground, Billy Q's he's massively in favor of that. He's got 1.66 takedown average. Wow. So. Yeah, the defense-wise, Burgos is fairly solid on that as well. So I guess what this page tells us is, in terms of who's going to be dictating where the fight happens, who do you think's got that say in it? Is it going to be Burgos or is it going to be Billy Q?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's one of them really, just like we just had a second ago with GAETHJE and Chandler. You got obviously GAETHJE, which had the background of wrestling, doesn't use it, but does have great wrestling. Yeah, and it's similar to this. I know that none of them probably, they're possibly could have wrestling backgrounds, but I'm leaning towards Billy.
Yeah,
just slightly.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, in terms of what he can do, he can get the job done when he's on the ground.
It's more on the control, more on his control. Yeah, that's what I mean. He's got to get there, but when he's there, he's very good at controlling the fight.
Yeah, certainly. Just looking at that sort of takedown accuracy and takedown defense, I'll probably have to say Burgos is someone to me who basically gets to dictate where the fight takes place. Yeah, if he wants it standing, it will stay standing. If he wants it on the ground, he'll go to the ground. And that's a lot of control and power, but can he sort of, do enough in those fields wherever those fights, wherever that fight is? A tough one. Let's get the gauges up and let's see what.
Let's get into it, mate.
What do you think in terms of striking? Who would you give it to? Who would you give the striking to?
Burgos. I didn't even have to think about that one.
He's got that reach advantage as well, isn't he? So
he's got great boxing.
And then what about the grappling?
Not taking anything away from Billy, but
no. He's got great output, Billy.
Yes.
He's got really good output. I think I remember watching some tapes of him before his last fight, and then he stepped into his last fight, and I was like, whoa, where did this Billy come from? Now, he was a real example of someone who goes away, ring rust is not a thing, and he just sort of works on himself to an extent. He comes back almost like a different fighter. He was levels above the tapes I saw in prior. He stepped it out in his previous fight. So.
The improvement of Billy Q has been crazy. Like he has jumped leaps and bounds to get where he is now, and he's on. I think he's on a 2-fight win streak now. So we could see an even more improved Billy Q. Yeah.
Do you reckon this new improved Billy Q is going to involve good grappling advantages? What do you guys say? So drop something in the chat and let me see what you think.
Tommy's gone Team Billy.
Team Billy. On this one, you're going to send Burgos into a 3-loss win streak, loss streak.
Could you imagine though someone like Burgos going 0-3?
I can't imagine him. Going not on 3. Not...
Grappling wise, I don't know because, like I just mentioned, obviously, like you mentioned as well, Burgos has got like better takedowns on his stats.
Yeah, and defense.
But control, I don't know. And then you got Billy, which again is not got the takedown stats, but control, he got good control.
I think the stats were really stacking up in favor for Burgos, mainly because he doesn't really do the takedowns. I mean, it's just only the few that he does go for, he's successful with. But if he done it far more, he might get some more unsuccessful results. So, you know, it looks like 100%, but then bearing in mind the average is really low as it is anyway. I'm going
to kind of lean towards Billy because I've seen more of it.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I'll agree with that as well. I think grappling wise, I'll go Billy on that, and then power, I'll go Burgos. Yeah. Surprisingly,
that one's an easy one for me.
Yeah. Although looking at the knockouts, I mean it's quite close, but 44% of the knockouts was favoring more for Billy Q rather than Burgos.
Okay.
But you know, just sort of seeing the caliber of the fights.
Yes, that's the one. Damage he's done. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to go with that too. Speed then.
Yeah, go for Billy.
And
Speed.
cardio. Tough. Okay, so I might have to go cardio for. I think Burgos. He doesn't. Yeah, I'll go Billy Q for cardio because I feel like while both these guys,
he's come back. Like his last two fights, he's come back and he's looked phenomenal.
Yeah, he's been
like
the fresher fighter in the third round, whereas for Burgos, he's been adequate in the third round.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I think I'll go.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. And then speed, I don't know because it's one of them.
Billy Q for cardio and then speed. How do we split this up with speed? Burgos is fast to start off. It's hard. It's hard. Gonna need some help from chat. But shall we just go with?
I tell you what. Just because of his last fight and the way he outstruck Gabriel Benitez, I might have to go for Billy Q. You know.
Fair enough. He's earned it. Yeah, good point. He has earned that star over there. So I'll go that as well. Speed, Billy Q, which puts the fight a bit in Billy Q's favor. You know.
Yeah, it does.
Does tilt the scales.
But as I said at the start of this, mate, if Burgos can turn this into a brawl, I definitely think Burgos can pick up the win. But if it's a technical fight and Billy is dancing around the octagon like he did against Benitez, you never know.
Well said. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, Burgos, I think he has the ability, as I was saying earlier, to have the fight any which way he wants, standing on.
Yeah.
No, he can sort of decide that. And I think if he can decide that, he can decide whether it's going to be a brawl or not, I think. If I was to call this fight the way that looks, I'll go Burgos.
Yeah. I'd agree,
Yeah. All right. Shall we get into the next one?
No.
And here we are. So this is the Frankie Edgar versus Marlon Vera. Now, if you guys are a fan of ATF or you know anything about us, you know that Ash is a massive fan of Frankie Edgar. He's wearing the merchandise all over the gaff. Yeah, absolutely. Did you upload a picture today of the?
I did upload another picture of a Frankie t-shirt. Check my Twitter.
Oh mate, check out Ash's Twitter. Shout out your Twitter, Ash, but check it out because it's
Ash_Eastern14.
Yeah, he's uploading pictures of all of his Frankie gear every day up until the fight, which is brilliant. I love that. But you know, let's get into some of the numbers. We've got some picks on this particular one, but so it's 23-9 for Frankie Edgar. So this guy's been around forever and a day. This one, and then you got Marlon Vera 17-7, and of course each of these guys also have over one there too. But in terms of the height, you got 5'6" for Edgar, and you got 5'8" for Vera. So the taller fighter being Vera, and then if you're looking at the reach. Being a taller fighter, you do also have that advantage as well in reach. Sometimes it matches up.
What's the difference in the reach? Is it that bad? Is it bad?
2.5 inches. So 70.5 inches for Vera.
Marlon, yeah.
Yeah, 68 inches for Edgar. So it's a difference of 2.5. So yeah, but Edgar's got
it's
the ability.
Not as bad as I thought. It's all right.
Not all is lost yet. You're cool.
No.
You're cool. So let's see what some of the people had to say about this matchup, and then we'll get back into the nitty gritty. And there is actually footage this time, so don't worry. No awkward silence. Yeah.
And we have no footage.
Yeah.
My picks for UFC 268. I'm going to go with Vera because his youth and he has very similar striking capabilities to Edgar, but if Edgar does wrestle, I believe he would take it. That being said, Marlon Vera.
And getting it on, I'll just go through this one quick, unfortunately, because I don't even want to talk about it. But Frankie Edgar versus Marlon Vera. I love Frankie Edgar. You know, I've always been a big fan of his ever since, you know, ever since he got into the sport. Really, I've been watching since 2005. So, anyways, but I have a bad feeling that Marlon Vera is just gonna get the victory. He's looked good recently. And Frankie did have a bad loss against Corey Sandhagen, but I don't know. I just think he's going to get the win there. Marlon Vera. Via finish. I don't know what it'll be particularly, but I think it'll be via finish.
Yes. Okay, cool. So both those guys there going for Marlon Vera to win that one. Exciting times, eh? Fun time. Now, I don't know what they're thinking. They're probably smoking a roller pot. But I mean, clearly going to be Frankie Edgar.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Tommy determining saying Team Frankie. Well, hang on a minute.
Oh,
earlier you were...
What's going on,
Are you sure you want to go Team Frankie? I'm a lone warrior here. I'm a lone warrior.
Yeah, he'll say that, and then he'll send you like endless footage of the knockout. You know, we absolutely have to sort of resend that post out of the montage of you bigging up Frankie, and then the very moment when your whole world fell apart. Just because it gives
that's
me
it,
joy.
mate. Exactly.
Yeah. But getting into the gritty of this, right? So we're looking at wins by. So someone like these guys, you got TKOs or KOs. 33% of the wins are by KO to Vera, and 26% that way going towards Frankie. Submissions, again, stacking in favor of Vera, 44% against Frankie's 17%. And in decisions, Frankie likes to go to war, and he sits there throughout. He's a stubborn fighter. He doesn't get out there easily. 57% of his decisions are his wins, and 22% Vera's decisions are wins. So, that's interesting. It does draw quite a good picture in terms of which one of these guys are finishers and which one of these guys are like
that's true. Yeah,
blood and bone brawlers.
That's it.
What's your take on how it's going to look? What are you sort of expecting to see with this?
What I expect really is what Frankie needs to do is what he did against Yair Rodriguez. And obviously Yair Rodriguez coming in. I know that Marlon Vera may not have the hype that Rodriguez did when Frankie fought him. But Rodriguez is a flashy striker with kicks, like flying kicks, punches, everything like that. And Frankie just dragged him to the deep waters, took him down, smothered him, and did what he needed to do to get. Well, I think he needs to do exactly the same to Marlon Vera. Make him grapple, make him work, take him down, smother him. Potentially could get a submission finish like he did against Cub Swanson. But yeah, definitely needs to take him down, smother him, make Marlon Vera work. He says he's got the cardio, but we saw Marlon Vera against David Grant in that third round. David Grant took him down. I think it might have been the second round that David Grant took him down, or it might have been the third. I can't really remember.
Yeah.
But Marlon Vera was tiring in that round 3.
It was.
So I think if Frankie can make him work, grapple with him, I think Frankie can get the decision win. And that's what he needs to do. But obviously, Marlon Vera's no slouch himself. He's got great striking. He's got good takedown defense as well. He's got good submissions as well.
Yes.
So
true.
That's what I mean. So that's the only thing I'm worrying about is just the reach as well.
And like you said, take it to decision is where he's got the best chances. I mean, 57% of his wins are by decision. Seems to be the field he'd want to drag it in order to sort of get the advantage here as well. So, but like, I agree. I mean, look at significant strikes and grappling and looking at those numbers on the strike front, pretty evenly matched. I mean, 50% for significant strikes are for Vera, 39% significant strikes are for Edgar, and of course absorbed strikes per minute. Someone like Vera's eating more strikes than Frankie is. No, Frankie's got less. Yeah.
Oh, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost double for Vera, but that's just because
sugar.
Frankie has his fights. He introduces a different element to his fights, doesn't he? It's not all standing and going toe to toe, which is how Vera likes to go. Yeah. So by mixing that other element in, you're absorbing their strikes naturally. Yeah. But on the defense side, 51 for Vera and 66 for Frankie. So look, it's pretty on par. The colors are quite evenly down the middle for the majority of it. But the biggest advantages are there in the grappling. So like you said, taking it to the ground, the numbers certainly match up exactly to what you're saying there, Rash, as well. Yeah. I would like to see Frankie sort of implementing that grappling into his game and just sort of mixing up the stand up. So Vera's either got a bit more to think about and B,
exactly.
He's battling on multiple fronts.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be pretty good.
If he gets a takedown, you hear the biggest cheer ever. If he gets it down, I'm gonna go crazy.
But also, don't count him out for a either, because one of the big standout numbers here I'm looking at on this screen right now is submission average 1.28 for Vera, 0.33 for Frankie. So yeah, grappling, wrestling
that's
on
what I
the
said
ground.
earlier. He's got good submissions.
Yeah. You can't count him out on that. So that could also happen.
No, of course not.
Be aware of it. And it's dangerous.
Tommy's saying he's Team Frankie until I abuse him.
Until you
no abuse there, mate. No abuse there, mate. We're all friends here.
Well, until he's changed to Team Vera, that's when the abuse tends to come usually. All right, let's see what we rank it up then in terms of the averages and the age. So strike him. Where are you going with that? Vera? I'll go Vera.
Yeah, this is don't get me wrong. I probably might slightly go with Vera here, but this is what kind of like last week when we did this is like Corey Sanhagen versus Peter Yan. I'm not saying Frankie's nowhere near as good as boxing as Peter Yan, right. But you've got the technical boxer in Frankie, right, and then you've got the wild sort of striker in Marlon Vera.
Okay, yeah.
But because I've seen more of it, we're gonna have to tend to put it to Vera. But
I'll tell you what we'll do. I think we should put speed to Frankie, but the striking will go to Vera. Personally,
definitely speed for Frankie. Yeah,
because he can throw some pretty fast combinations. Frankie.
See, this is where I could be so biased and he's got all Frankie, but I'm not like that.
Yeah, I've taken. Yeah, I've gone to put striking on Vera.
yeah.
But grappling though, we can confidently give that
Frankie.
to Frankie. Yeah, he can have that one. Now power though.
Power definitely goes to Marlon Vera.
Yep, agreed on that one. And then we're getting into speed. I said Frankie for that one.
Frankie for speed.
Quite good. But at the moment, we're literally 1-1, or 2-2, sorry, going straight down the middle. It's even Stevens getting into cardio. Who takes that away? Who's got a better gas tank for the 3 rounds?
No, we're going speed Frankie, yeah?
Yeah, speed for Frankie.
So that's 3-1, yeah?
No, 2. So we've got striking for
you've done it the other way around then.
Grappling.
Put it on the other side. Put it on the other side.
Do you think striking for Frankie?
No, you've got striking for Frankie. Put it on Vera.
Red corner, right? Oh, yeah. Do you know what? I have done it wrong, haven't I? All right, yes. So basically...
And then cardio for Frankie, yeah.
Basically,
and then Frankie for everything. Frankie, and more Frankie.
There it is, yeah. Cardio. There we go. I've mixed it up there. I got it the other way around. You're right. For some reason, I just thought it was a challenger. Naturally, I just... smaller guy with a challenger. Yeah, absolutely. The other way around. So that is how it was. It was even Stevens going right down the middle, but cardio going to Frankie. Yeah. And then 3 on. I'll agree with that. I think in terms of who takes this on paper, Frankie's got ways to do it.
On paper, it looks like Marlon Vera could take it, but exactly for the reasons, obviously, Frankie's my boy.
Yeah. And
the ways to win for Frankie, just taking him down, smothering him. Yeah. I've got to go Frankie, man. I've got to go Frankie. I know a lot of people will disagree with me and people think that Frankie's on his way out. But if he does what I'm saying he does and smothers Marlon Vera, it could be a long night for Marlon Vera.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. With a great strategy, and with most fights anyway, strategy.
Of course. Yeah. Obviously,
he needs to have a strategy on point.
Yes.
He needs to have the answers for this one. He does.
Oh, that's... I know a lot of people will go Vera, but
yeah, do you know what? You might even convince me to go Frankie because I'm going Vera in this one. No, just looking at what the things stack up to be. But after talking about this, you kind of swayed me. I'm going to have a terrible time picking this one. I could go Frankie. Okay, let's get into the next one on the card, shall we? So the next matchup,
co-main.
Yeah, co-main. This is Rose.
This one's going to be hard as well.
ZHANG WEILI. Now, these two girls are beasts. You might remember last time they met earlier in the year.
I wish we had our reaction. We could play it.
Oh, man, that was so sick. That was a great reaction as well. If you've got time, you can go over to our TikTok and have a look. We've got all our reactions this TikTok, but also we'll probably post it up again and come one point.
Yeah, I think we'll post it up later on. I think it's chimed in there sometime on the Against the Fence Twitter. It's chimed in there, probably ready for like 7 or 8 o'clock.
And it was one hell of a knockout, wasn't it? I mean, it was just
crazy.
She caught her really well. So they're coming back again to run that back. And one particular important thing about this fight as well is like at the beginning of the year, we had our predictions for the year. Who's going to be the champion of each of the decisions come the end of the year? Now we went with, I think we all did, didn't we? Go with Zhang.
We all went for WEILI Zhang,
Yeah. So we got a bit riding on this to be correct for our ultimate pick of the year, as well as just for the night. So, but looking at the stats and we get to see what the people had said about it. We got 11-4 for someone like Rose, and then we got 21-2 for Zhang Weili. Now she's an absolute beast.
Yeah.
She was 21-1 before Rose did steal the belt from her in the last matchup. I did get that pick wrong actually. Despite, I mean, I did not see that coming. But,
no, I think we all went for WEILI anyway.
Yeah, we did.
On the night, I think. Or did I go Rose? No, I think I might have gone Rose.
Did you switch it
I bet on Rose. I think I did go Rose because I won a bet that night and I went for Rose. Amazing. Must have gone for Rose. I'll have to watch it back, but I swear I went Rose.
Yeah, I think he was feeling particularly sort of like just zigging when we zagged sort of thing that night as well, wasn't you? Who else was fighting on that card? Who was the main event? Was that
I think it was Usman Masvidal.
Oh yes, it was.
Because we had them 2 great knockouts in the one night. It was crazy.
Oh, it was nuts. That was nuts.
And yes, at least Joe Rogan's back as well. So because remember his reactions to them knockouts are crazy.
The best.
Yeah, he's going to be back the weekend. I can't wait.
Yeah, and
Bruce Buffer's back as well. Yes.
Buffer's back.
Yes.
All right. So reach advantage. Just going to point that out. It's Rose on that one by 2 inches.
Yeah.
Let's see if that has a big impact in terms of how the striking is going to match up. But yeah, another one of Southpaw versus Orthodox. Let's see how it goes this time around. But let's have a look at the people's picks, what the people said, and we'll get into it.
NAMAJUNAS versus WEILI. I think it's a lot more closely contested than people are predicting. But I think Rose is going to maintain her. She's going to keep her belt. She'll keep it by a hard-fought decision as well.
Now, for Rose Namajunas, Zhang Weili, I keep going back and forth with this one as well. I know that Rose has only defended her belt once and then lost to Jessica Andrade. But I believe that Zhang Weili will make adjustments and come back and win the belt.
All right, and we're back. Okay, so look, some impressive picks there.
Yes, indeed, yeah, mate.
So we've got there Chris going for WEILI Zhang. He thinks she's going to come back and get the belt.
Yes.
But it's a pretty mix up, to be fair, because you know you got to have the argument of, was that first time they met in the octagon? Was it just a fact of she got caught off guard? She got
a lot of people are saying that, mate. A lot of people are saying that like the fight sort of didn't get going.
Yeah.
But like when you mean caught, like I kind of don't think it was, because I just think like timing beats speed. And I just think the timing of the leg kick, because we saw it multiple times in the replay, and even I think Jordan mentioned it on the watch along as well. It looked like she was going to go for a low kick, and you see WEILI move her leg back.
Yeah.
Because thinking that she was going to go for a low kick, but then just come up high.
Yeah.
So people might say it was like a lucky shot, but for me, the technique of it was great, because I thought obviously WEILI Zhang thought she was going low, she come up high, and obviously that ended it. And
that point alone, that little calculation that went on in Rose's head, that could be absolutely momentous, I guess, in this particular matchup, just sort of finding out who's going to take this one, because it takes a certain caliber of fighter to be able to, like, there's that word again, to calculate, to see, because WEILI Zhang threw a couple of low kicks herself, and no kicks came from Rose. She was all hands and up top, but when she went to throw a kick, and she moved her hips to make it look like it was going to go low, but then went up high.
That, mate.
Yeah, that's clever. That's really smart, intelligent smart. So she
very
really knew how she wanted to do
Roses.
it. Exactly. She was just trying to like set her up in a way that she can get that done.
But you could just see it like when Buffer was introducing her standing there as well. Just like the whole event was crazy, because she was standing there shouting, "I'm the best. I'm the best.
Yeah, I'm the best.
Crazy.
I'm the best. I'm the best."
Goosebumps, innit?
At the very beginning, when WEILI Zhang put a hand up and Rose was like, "Nah."
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? You're gonna die. You're gonna die today. But look, let's look at the numbers and let's see what that says. So, we can be emotional about it. We can see how we feel about it. But no, looking at the numbers and I can get a really good gauge on how things go. So just to get the sides right this time, it is WEILI ZHANG in the blue corner and Rose in the red corner.
Yes.
So switched it up entirely this time around. And now you've got, of course, 48% knockout power going to WEILI ZHANG and then 18% going to Rose. So, yeah, more knockouts come in the way of ZHANG, of course. If you're looking at submissions, it's far more an advantage for Rose, who's got 55%. And WEILI investing in her hands, she's on the kickboxing, it's more 33%.
Yeah.
Now, decision-wise, it's not too obvious, but 27% against a 19%, so that's in favor of Rose. No, how are you sort of anticipating this particular one going? Looking at those particular numbers, how they've done it in the past.
Yeah, I was going to mention earlier as well, because obviously WEILI ZHANG's changed it up completely. Gone into she's training with Henry Cejudo. This camp, so massive sort of switch up there, trying to train with Henry Cejudo again.
That's something these numbers don't reflect. These numbers reflect the past, not the future. So we could see.
I know. This is what I'm saying.
We different areas here.
Obviously, with them numbers there. Again, I think we the way we broke it down on Fight Night when these two previously fought, the output and the technical striking is going to come from Rose, as most people will probably notice. But the power and the technique and everything like that is going to come from WEILI, and you could just never count her out because she has good output as well. Yeah. So, and she never steps her foot back as well. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's true. And I think looking at these guys as well in terms of other factors that play a part in the octagon, it's not just striking, takedowns, and all that sort of ability. It's also mentality and mindset. If you want to look at who's like a stronger mindset, stronger fighter, I mean, I absolutely loved watching Rose sort of have those incantations at the front end of that last fight. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. Like, she's so good mentally and in such a place mentally. Often that can supersede a lot of skill. And some people say, it's 80% mentality. If your mind's not there, then you could have the best tools in the bag in the game, but you're not going to get the job done. And I do like where Rose is mentally on this. And again, that's just something that these numbers will not be able to show you. So there's other factors that do play into this. But your point there about strikes and so on. Yeah, it certainly is. WEILI ZHANG has got 6.36%. Per minute landed. Then you got 4.13 on the side of Rose.
See, that's surprising me, really.
Yeah. So
that surprised me.
I feel like WEILI has sort of that, the output. Personally, I do.
But then again, I'm forgetting the amount of damage that she did to WEILI. The damage that she did. That fight was obviously that 5-round war. Oh
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Do you remember? I think
that's what I mean.
That fight alone accumulates for majority of these stats.
6% of them stats.
80% of these stats were made on that night.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
to be fair, mate, we could not be wrong. You just never know.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. I mean, it's hard to say there's a clear advantage here in the striking just because the numbers and looking at the colors is pretty much down the middle and quite similar. Grappling wise, you can see certain advantages break out in terms of takedown defense for Rose. 100%. 100% takedown defense.
100%.
And people have tried as well. People have tried with Rose, so that's actually quite impressive. Sorry, I say Rose. No, that's WEILI ZHANG. My bad. I'll mix up again. I always do that now. But it's WEILI ZHANG has got 100%, so she's in the blue corner.
Yeah.
Last time the girls were the other way around. So, and of course, it's 50% for Rose. So I thought that was quite interesting because people have certainly tried against Rose, but against WEILI ZHANG, you don't really see her off of her back.
No, that's so true.
Does have strong defense in that sense.
Yes.
Takedown accuracy, is Rose who does firing more for that, 43%. And WEILI, someone who does invest in the hands far more. And submissions, again, it does favor Rose for that, of course, as well. So, here's a question for you. Do you think it would be in Rose's interest to test WEILI ZHANG on the ground? Or like the first matchup, does she not need to tap into that particular skill set to get it done?
Yes, it's a great point, Sam, mate. But that's the thing. I think the fight didn't, obviously, it was in the first round. We didn't get to see Rose mix it up because she does mix it up so well. She will strike, wrestle, grapple. She does mix it up so well. We saw against Ioana and Jacek again, mixing it up with the wrestling, pushing up against the fence, grinding her out. And I think she will probably have the same sort of similar game plan to the first fight, but obviously it didn't get there, if you know what I mean, because of the well-timed head kick. But I definitely think the more favors are going to go to Rose than WEILI.
Yeah.
But we're getting to that.
Okay. Let's have a look at the let's do that right now. Then let's have a look at the strategy gauge and who's going to be favoring what particular areas in the fight game. So striking, how would you go on it? Where would you get it to?
Oh, I don't know.
We looked at the numbers.
It really is. This is what I mean. Obviously,
standard per minute. It was, of course, WEILI Zhang with a higher number there.
Yeah.
Rose, but what would you give it? Significant strikes. 5%
but this is the thing, because I think the WEILI's better with her hands, but then you've got Rose probably a little bit better with her kicks.
Yeah. And striking is both hands and kicks, though. So in that case,
I know exactly that.
We could give it to Rose. I mean, I often would like to measure up where would I want to give the power as well. You know, don't want to mistake striking for power. Would I give?
I'm gonna lean for striking towards WEILI.
WEILI on striking,
slightly.
And WEILI is blue, just to double check.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And in grappling, we've got to go Rose on that.
Rose on that one, mate.
Yeah,
exactly. We haven't seen it, mate.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
And then
power WEILI.
You would go WEILI for power?
I'm going to go for WEILI for power, 100%, yeah.
Despite the way the last one went.
Okay. I know, yeah. But
okay. We can do that. We can do that. Now, who gets speed? See,
I'm going to go WEILI on speed as well.
I would go WEILI for speed, and I mean, maybe I'm getting.
I know, obviously, the way the head kick happened, that wasn't speed, that was timing.
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay, gotcha. No, it wasn't power then; that was timing as well. So this is me thinking. I'm getting too focused on what happened the last time I was in the octagon. Yeah. All right, then. So cardio.
Ooh, because obviously, hang on, let's. Yeah, I was just about to. I'm just thinking, when is WEILI's only been in one 5-round fight, like that's gone the distance. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna have to favor Rose in this.
Rose has gone into more of them, and although that Joanna and Jacek fight was just hell for leather.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, to be fair, like the output was crazy for both of them.
Yeah.
But we can't judge her off just like one going 5-round
one fight. Yeah, true.
I think Rose has done it throughout her career.
Yeah. Okay. We'll reward that to
no
Rose
disrespect to WEILI, but for Rose for cardio.
Rose has been up there twice. You know, she's fought some high caliber fighters, and she's had a great journey. I mean, great girl, great fighter, great athlete. So looking at that, we're siding on the side of WEILI Zhang. Does that match up to who you think is going to take it? Do you think she's going to have this, or is Rose going to hold it firm?
This is what I mean, because obviously WEILI's changed camps and could be mixing different things into a game.
Yeah,
I just don't know, but the angles and everything that Rose cuts, like this is the difference that I'm going to put it here to you now. Like we saw, like Joanna Jacek versus WEILI, great fight. Like, and Jacek's just straight. Yeah. Like Rose will move side to side, cut angles, come in at different angles and things like that. And I think it can cause WEILI problems. Again, we didn't get to see much of it because it ended so quick. Yeah. But I think if Rose can implement that game, I think she could potentially do it. And again, we've just seen that we've given her grappling. If she can mix in a takedown or two, wear on WEILI up against the fence, I think she can get the job done. And I'm going to side with Rose on this one. But again, it's slightly. I may even change my mind on Fight Night. But slightly edging towards Rose on this one. Thug Rose.
It's generally a tough one. Thug Rose.
It is.
It's generally a tough one, and I think I'm going to go WEILI Zhang, partly because I picked it at the beginning of the year, and I feel like
that's true.
That
is 100% true.
Look at me, not deviating now, not switching from what I said a year ago. I'll switch from something I said a couple of days ago, but if I said it a year ago, I won't switch. But I feel like Zhang, but that's partly just because stubbornness inside me just.
Yeah, no, but she could easily get it done. Just march forward, and she could even just knock out Rose. You just don't know.
And I think for Zhang, she's got to be, she's got to invest in the longevity of the fight. She's going to be taking this in the later rounds, maybe win on points. But I think that's a pretty impressive way to go on it. And we're sort of down the middle on that in terms of decisions, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah.
So we have a look at the big boys next.
Let's get to the big boys, mate. Oh.
Here it is. So we got KAMARU Usman versus Colby Covington. Now, this is the night that we've been waiting for. We've got some exciting picks coming through from you guys who had so many things to say about this particular matchup. And, and I can't wait to see it, to be honest. I mean, I was watching the last one back and back and back and back. And it's just...
Was it 2-2? Was it 2-2 going into the fifth?
Yeah, I know. I mean, some people were just saying it was so close. And I don't know. The more I watched it, the more I was thinking, like, it was just so... it's so enthralling, right? You're watching it, and you know, it grips you, like, you know, you're so into the fight. It just seems so close. But I know, I feel like Colby was a wounded animal towards the end.
And, this is what I'm saying. Like when you're watching it, when you're watching it and you're just so engraved in it, you just forget who's winning a fight. But then you actually have to try, because the fight was so great. You have to try and sit back and try and watch it. As if you're trying to judge it. And again, because the fight's so good,
you got to remove your bias as well.
You tend to still get drawn into like how good the fight was.
Yeah, 100%. But now looking at some of the scores on the doors here, then it's 19-1 for Usman, and for Colby Covington, he's got 15-2. Now looking at the height, it is Usman who's the taller fighter at 6 inches. 6 foot, sorry, 6 inches would not be tall. And then you got Colby Covington at 5'11". And then the reach advantage, you know those arms on Usman. You know them long cannons. They go on for days for sure. He is 76 inches. Mate. And then you got the reach advantage, disadvantage for Colby with 72 inches. But they are cannons that go on for days for sure, man.
That's what I mean. It's crazy how he knocks people out with just a jab.
Yeah, I know.
It's unreal. That guy's jab is crazy.
So educated. Let's go see what the people said about this one.
Yes, I'm interested to see what they got to say.
All right, let's run it.
Oh, man, I'm a sucker for this fight. I believe that Colby Covington's going to win this one. His striking has gotten so much better than the first time that they fought, and he just seems way more motivated to fight. So against all logic, I believe Colby Covington's going to win.
The main event of the evening. I know my buddy Chris has a bet on Covington. In all honesty, I'll just talk about him. I wouldn't mind, actually, if he won. And it's kind of selfish in a way, but I liked KAMARU. I do like KAMARU. He's got a cool, okay fighting style. You know, it's entertaining. I'm an MMA fan. I don't mind his wrestling heavy style. Anyways, it was all good until he started talking about dethroning George as the GOAT at welterweight. I want you to lose one, buddy. You ain't gonna match his streak. Anyways, I think he will end up winning this fight again. The rematch. Great fight the first time. Colby Covington actually did he did a lot better than I thought he would do in terms of the striking. He was doing very well, pushing the pace. But Usman with that power, man, able to break that jaw and really get the finish there. But I got Usman via decision on this one. It could be a knockout, but I don't know. I think Colby will take it to the judges' scorecards. Sorry about my voice, guys. I'm a bit stuffed up, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys this weekend. Cheers.
And lastly, Usman versus Covington. This, I think, is going to be an amazing fight, but I still see Usman getting his hand raised. So if you look at it, right, since that fight, I think Covington has only, since they last fought, I think Covington has only fought once, and he has a win over past his prime Woodley, right? I mean, Woodley isn't the same T-Wood that was a reigning champion that obliterated a lot of legends. So yeah, that doesn't really count. The odds are in favor for Usman because, I mean, Usman has been a lot more active. He's definitely, I feel he's improved a bit more since they've last fought. There's a lot of variables, unanswered variables. How much has Covington improved since they've last fought? If I'm a betting man, I have to go with Usman because, I mean, he's definitely stayed a lot more active, and he's just performed. He steps up to the plate with every time he goes out, and his last performance against Masvidal was crazy. And yeah, the main thing is Usman has just shown a lot more activity, and I feel that he's grown since the last fight.
Wow, that's some good picks there. Some good
great points as well, mate.
Yeah.
Great
some
points.
Really good points.
We can't wait to see you in the chat, Taylor, as well.
Yeah. Thanks, Taylor, for the shout out and saying you want to see us and watch along. 100%, man. We can't wait to get to the weekend so we can.
Again, hopefully all of them, Chris, Taylor, Lenin, hopefully you'll join. Hopefully you all join in the chat.
Yeah, and if you guys are enjoying this for the first time, don't forget we do the whole watch long experience every fight night or pay-per-view night, Saturday evenings or Saturday nights or either Sunday morning for us over in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be watching these fights on your own. So come join the community and get stuck in, basically. But some good picks though, man. So yeah, we got Covington. I think Chris is just, you know, what's
he's
the
just
word?
he's just trying to banter Taylor.
Yeah,
he's just trying to banter Taylor because but he's not wrong though, because
Colby does bring a bit of backlash.
He does. Like I tell you, if me personally, I thought after watching that first round, I thought, oh shit, like Colby's pushing the pace. Usman's gonna tire, being a bigger sort of muscular guy, he's gonna tire.
Yeah.
But mate, Usman just brought it. Like he was like one step ahead of Colby. He was like, oh, you want to try and push me? I'm gonna push you.
Yeah.
And he just crazy.
Thought Colby had the answer to
he did
to sort of solve that Usman puzzle.
Yes.
And you know, he had the output. Colby had the output. His hands were thrown in quantity and they were landing. But in terms of who was most effective with power, clean striking and uppercuts and good angles, it was absolutely Usman. And it was just cleaning up. It was just a little bit cleaner, so a fraction of a bit cleaner than what Colby could present in that time. And yeah, honestly, and I think the arena that night were all Colby. But by the time it was getting knocked down the later rounds by Usman, there was cheering going absolutely wild. And why wouldn't you, right? It was just an absolute spectacle of a fight to watch.
It was a great fight.
But it's just like, screw Colby. But either way, it's a really good matchup. But let's have a look at how
really good points as well for them guys as well.
Yeah, solid points. You know, in terms of striking here, and look, we can look at Usman, who's much more of an active fighter. I mean, let's not neglect the fact that Usman's been going to work. And something Chris did say was that he thinks Colby's improved. I think Usman has shown his improvements.
He's only fought once since their previous fight. He beat Tyron Woodley, and that was probably last year. Was it last year?
It was. Yeah, wasn't Taylor saying about it being a sort of a, you know, not an impressive Tyron Woodley as well. I mean, we've not seen an impressive.
Yeah, exactly. It was a Tyron Woodley had lost like 20 rounds in a row.
Woodley that lost to a teenager.
Yes, that lost to a YouTuber. Like, come on now.
Okay, yeah, that's no mean feat.
But yeah,
So in terms of like how the numbers look here, landed per minute, it does favor Usman. Significant strikes again favoring Usman, and then absorbed per minute, that's pretty much down the middle. You know, these guys eat as much. Takedown defense now, it's pretty much down the middle once again. Although Usman's got impressive. No, sorry, that's not takedown defense. My bad. Defense, striking defense. We're looking at there.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much down the middle as well. So I think if you're looking at the advantages or ways that someone's going to take this, it might be a little bit more clear cut in the grappling. So let's see how that looks up.
Yeah.
And it does. You know, you got 5.69 takedown average for Colby, and you got 3.22 for Usman. So already you're seeing the advantages there. So striking, it's pretty much on par. And we did see that in the first matchup as well. It was just a fraction of a bit cleaner for Usman.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, just you see the difference in power of the strikes. Obviously, the way they were both just throwing normal strikes, you could see the power of Usman, and his shots were affecting Colby a lot more.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, it's just that fraction a bit better. And this is the point I was trying to touch on, of course, in terms of takedown defense. What I did know, of course, is Usman is 100%. Really impressive takedown defense. And then, of course, submission average, you got 0.14 for Usman, and you got 0.2 for Colby. So Colby does some work on the ground. And he's got some...
Yes, he will work on the ground. Bless you, mate.
Yes, exactly. So, but the question I really want to ask then is do you think Colby will have to bring that into the octagon on the weekend
100%,
in order to make it happen? Because he didn't bring it the first time they met up. Would it have made a difference?
But this is the thing. He's trying to hide his game plan in the media as well. Because usually we all know how active and sort of voice heavy he is, either in the media or on social media. And he's been very quiet on social media this week. He's been focused on Usman. We've been like trash talking. He's not trying to bait him into anything. This is a focused Colby Covington. Don't get me wrong. And if he's coming in there with a different game plan, and if he means it, then if he's going to try and wrestle with Usman, again, we don't know. I know Usman has great takedown defense, but if he can do that for 5 rounds and wear on Usman, then you just never know. Because Colby Covington, he will keep going and going and going. And so will Usman as well. Don't get me wrong. But it's just the difference in the way Covington can wear on you.
Yeah. I agree, and I think it'll be impressive. It'll be a massive feather in his cap if he's able to get Usman down, and that might itself be a massive talking point. You know, you could lose this, but then you could still have a bit of a medal to hang on your armor of like, oh, I was the guy who got this geezer down.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so there's no reason why you shouldn't, you know, go hell for leather and try to get that takedown.
That's it. Yeah.
And the other reason is, of course, you've seen him on his feet. The guy's pretty much unstoppable on his feet.
Yeah.
He brings new elements to his game, and he's improving striking wise. It's so sick. So
he is.
You could be suicide to go up against.
Obviously,
that
both have changed camps
mixing in.
since their last fight as well. So
right.
And but you can see the massive improvements from Usman
Yeah.
rather than the slight improvements. But I don't know if you've been watching the Embedded series, but Colby Covington's been doing a lot of jiu-jitsu. A lot of jiu-jitsu. He and this is what I'm saying. I think he's going to come in with a game plan of trying to take Usman down, wear on him, and even try with submission attempts. But we just don't know. That could just be a game plan showing that on the Embedded and getting Usman's head and thinking, oh, he's actually going to try and wrestle with me. But again, you just don't know.
That could be. I mean, that would be good as well. I mean, although looking at the demeanor of Colby, he's not really. I don't think he's playing any game plans. Games,
that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. He's focused.
Yeah, he's really. Or is it a bit of a reverse psychology? Maybe it's going to be a bit of like.
Oh, it could be.
What you up to?
You never know.
You know, what are you up to? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
But if this is a focused Colby Covington, like this is crazy because obviously we all saw how like heated the fight was, and they're both like even Usman come out and said like. His game plan went out the window and he just wanted to fight him. He wanted to beat him up. But now even Usman's coming out saying that like the anger, the animosity of the first fight's gone. Now I can focus on like the game plan and things like that. So again,
what if
it's on both sides?
It's true. But what if not so much a focus Colby Covington as it's a, scared Colby Covington. You know, it could be a version of him, which is like, I need to put every single bit of me into this fight because it's pretty tough.
Yeah.
And, that shows, he realizes that it's going to take every last bit of him. So that's why he's so
probably
focused.
Will.
Yeah. It's so focused. Which then tells me that, Usman probably just has to turn on 90% of what he does and he can still.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Colby needs 100 or so.
Yeah.
But let's, without any further ado, get into that stats gauge and just find out a bit more about.
Let's get into it, mate.
Who wins on the striking? Who goes
striking? This is what I mean because you got the output of Colby.
Yeah.
But then you got like Usman kind of does throw output as well, but he won't throw as many.
Yeah.
And this is where it could get really political because like they've both got great striking.
Yeah.
And obviously we're going to give the power to Usman, but like.
Yeah.
We all saw they were striking, they were matching each other with striking.
Yeah.
But then you saw the damage that Usman does. Do we give striking to Usman because of the damage, or do we give the striking to Colby Covington with just a slight little bit more output?
Before Usman's late fights, Jorge Masvidal and twice, the argument was this guy is a boring fighter. It's so many had said, mainly because he doesn't really engage in that stand-up striking. He's wrestling a lot of the time against the fence.
That's true.
A bit like a strategy that Khabib would have been sort of thinking.
Yeah, and that's true.
Back then I would have said striking it, but he has improved on his striking, and that was what
exactly. That's what I'm saying, and this is what I'm saying. Where sometimes you don't see the improvements from someone in certain areas, and then that's when we give the points to someone else.
But I think you're right. I would have given it to based on the last fight for sure. I would have given it to Colby. However, I have to award it to Usman, I think, just because he's.
This is what I'm saying. If you base it on the last fight, they were kind of matched in the striking. But this is what I said a second ago. If they're like striking the same, and then obviously Usman knocks him out, you're going to give the striking advantage to Usman.
Power.
I know. Yeah. Power is definitely 100% to Usman.
It's really tough. Anyone in the chat chiming in and saying where they should go with this because I'm pretty stuck.
It is. It's hard because you've got the output and things like that. I just think the output is changing my mind, but I'm going to go striking Usman.
Yeah, I think I'm confident with striking Usman as well, mainly because and Usman is in the red, just make that clear. Mainly just because he has been working on it and we've seen some improvement. And for someone to be improving in a striking and then say, no, go and give it to the other guy, I think it's a bit of a middle finger. So I gotta go. All right, next one up, grappling. Grappling.
Can we just skip this one?
I have to go Usman again. But then you got so many things that Kobe's working on. But
exactly.
Usman's got takedown defense, but he's historically been known for someone.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. They both do it. You think of the fight where Kobe's last couple of fights against RDA, Robbie Lawler, even Tyron Woodley. He got a takedown in all three of them fights. But then you look at Usman.
Yeah.
Not necessarily against Masvidal, and not necessarily, obviously, wisely against Gilbert Burns. Obviously, not taking him down due to Gilbert Burns' jiu-jitsu. But then you look further back to Usman. He road dogs people. But if you're gonna do it for the last couple of fights, then Kobe gets the kind of the edge on taking people down. But I don't know.
I think I'll go Usman again.
This is why I'm stuck.
Yeah,
I'm stuck. Can we not just give it to both?
We could try.
Christ.
Both are good at the grappling. I don't.
Just purely on like if they were both trying to go for like a takedown, I think the strength would come into advantage of Usman. So I'm going to go for. I'll agree with Usman as well.
All right, I'll go. Yeah, grappling for Usman. Then. Could give it to both on that one. It's really close.
Yeah,
it's really close.
Power to Usman as well.
Power. I'll go Usman on power. Yep.
Speed though, I'm going to go for Kobe because
I agree on that. Quick. Speed on Kobe
and cardio to
Usman.
Kobe. Sorry.
You're in cardio for Kobe.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a tough one. It's the last matchup
towards the end, but then again, it was almost like the motivation. It's still dangerous. Like I said, it was a wounded animal in my eyes in the later rounds. But a wounded animal is dangerous, unpredictable. Yeah, ferocious. Yeah. You corner it and it could like bite your head off out of fear or out of like protecting itself. And it broke his jaw, of course, in that fight. So, and he had that still in him in the later rounds. But Usman was more active.
You're 100% on it, mate. You're 100% on it. Like in that last fight.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of the other fights went the distance because obviously Gilbert Burns, he knocked him out. I think it was round 2. It might have been round 1 actually. And then Masvidal was round 2 or 3. But I just think that Kobe Covington could go for days. And I know Usman potentially could as well. But I don't know.
It's really
Covington's known for his cardio. So that's why I'm leaning towards Kobe Covington because he is known for the pace that he puts on people.
We'll let him have it then. We're going
to have to let him have it, mate, because he's known for putting that pace.
Yeah. Okay, so it was almost gonna be a bit of one-sided. But yeah, the stats page there, it looks like it's all going towards the side. Usman to be taking this one away. So, but is that a fair, accurate depiction? Like a lot of the picks have gone for Usman.
Yeah,
as well.
It's hard again. Exactly. Please do let us know who you think. I know we could be potentially slightly wrong on some of them, but that's because they're so close, and that's because obviously you look at what we've got on the picture there. We've got speed. Covington, but again, Usman's quick as well. Like again, cardio. We all thought that in the first fight that Kobe Covington was going to put the pace on Usman. Usman put the pace on him.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. But I'm just coming from recent previous fights, and bearing in mind Kobe from his background, he's known for putting that pace on his opponents.
I feel like Usman's a fighter who has spies in camps. I think he sends out spies to people's camps and says how they're gonna attack me, and then he sort of beats them to the punch. Almost literally. But yeah, I mean that's quite impressive.
On fight night, I'm going Usman. Though.
Yeah, fight night. I think I'm going to side with Usman on that as well. It's just the way it's going to go. Personally, I think. But otherwise, and I mean, I can't wait for this one. This is
it's
going to be. How long have we been waiting for this? How long have we been waiting for this?
Ages. It's crazy though because obviously I totally forgot that Kobe Covington beat Tyron Woodley. I thought that he lost the fight against Usman, took a year off, and got the rematch. I was like, what's going on here? How's he got the rematch about fight now? I totally forgot he fought Tyron Woodley. And that's how irrelevant Tyron Woodley is. I just totally forgot about him.
That is it. Tyron who?
Yeah, exactly.
T Woodley.
And after Dan Hardy knocks him out as well.
Oh yeah.
Is they're meant to be?
Is that going to happen? Do you reckon?
I don't know. I hope it does.
He said he's setting the contracts. He just needs to get it signed and sorted out.
That's it.
But I mean, Woodley, if you're watching this, sign the contracts. We just want to see it. We want to see what happens. Let's put your money where your mouth is. Why not? Of course he's watching this. Why wouldn't he? Hey, look, though, that was a really exciting sort of
yeah, it was. It was great to break it down.
I fully enjoyed every second of that breakdown. Yeah. But I hope it's valuable for you guys at home who just sitting there watching this. I hope it's valuable to not just show you, not tell you what to pick or how to pick, but more show you the thinking behind each
narratives of breaking it down.
Exactly. So those of you guys are new to the UFC, of course, and you're trying to sort of get better at your picks, I could comfortably say I only got one pick wrong on last week's fight card.
Yeah,
Now,
you
bragging
did do
about
well
it.
last, mate.
I
You did do
And the
well.
week before that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you are
so picks
on
wise,
fire at the moment.
I am up. So the picks we had all of this
Yeah.
year, I think I'm beating
Yeah.
you guys now by 3 picks, correct?
Oh,
I
sugar.
know. I'm taking the lead.
I've got to claw it.
ever
We're
since,
nearly
like,
in December now as well. I've got to claw it back.
nearly December. And, you know, for you guys at home who don't know, we got our own sort of internal ATF thing going on where we're doing a whole entire year of picks. We're recording all of them and we're seeing who comes out on top. So if you're interested in numbers, email us. We can let you know what we've picked right and so on as well. But we will be coming and showing you guys all of that after December and introducing you all to the fun with a whole ATF pick sort of league. It's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
But that's all we've got time for tonight. Thanks for tuning in and do
Let's go,
enjoy
Frankie.
what comes next. Yeah, absolutely. Watch along on the weekend. We're going to be there for that, and it's going to be 2 a.m. here at UK time. So chime on into our channel, and we'll do all
I'm going to be at the Hyde
for the night. Yes. Yeah, you're coming up, aren't you?
Yes.
We've got to fix that sort of freeway microphone sort of issue we've got going on
Yeah.
in the background. But we'll get it. But
Yeah,
guys,
we'll get it done. Don't you worry, mate.
Once again, had a lot of fun. And
Don't forget to tune in. Don't forget to tune in. It's been great.
100%. Peace out.